Okay, hello, this is Mrs. Williams with some hints that I gave in class for this test study guide. Okay, very quickly. Number one, we've got that three angles of the triangle that will add up to equal 180. Okay, you take your three numbers from the ratio. And each one of them is getting multiplied by the same number. So we'll just call that number x, right? So here's one angle, this is the second angle, third angle. Okay, you're going to solve that out. Okay, when you do that, you should get x equals 12. So you're going to have a step in here that you will show. And then you need to go back and figure out the measurements. So you're going to plug that 12 back into the 8x. So you'll do 8 times 12, you'll do 3 times 12, and you'll do 4 times 12. Number 2 is similar, except that we're dealing with the sides of a triangle, but each of the numbers in the ratio get multiplied by x, some number, and the perimeter, or the total of the sides, the total length, is 130 feet. Okay, so you'll work that out. You'll have a step in here that you'll show. You should get x equals 5 when it's done. And then you'll want to plug that back in so that you get the measurements of the three sides. So you'll do 9 times 5, 12 times 5, 5 times 5. Okay. Number 3, you're wanting a scale factor of a to b. So that means that we want any number from a to be either on the top of the fraction or first in our ratio. Okay, because that's the order that it's stated in. Okay, so I would suggest you either choose the longest side of each triangle or the shortest side. I'm going to use the longest because it doesn't have any decimals. I don't want to use this one down here with decimals. Okay, and then simplify that fraction. So you're going to divide both of those by some number. You figure out what to divide them by and get that simplified form of the fraction. Okay. Number 4 is the opposite direction, okay, from B to A. So that means whatever number you use from B gets to be on the top. Okay. Now be careful. These things look very much the same, but they're not twisted around the same. Okay. So what I suggest again is either choose the greatest number or the least number. So the longest side or the shortest side. Okay, I think I'll go shortest side. And B has to go first, remember. And then you're going to simplify that. So you're simplifying the fraction. We don't usually turn them into decimals, although you could. All right, number 5, we've got similar triangles. We should get x equals 17 for the final answer. Now, how do we get there? Well, we're going to need to write a proportion, so two fractions that are equal to one another. Right, I'll get you started there. Okay, I'm going to go with 25 first. I'm going to put these things on top. Okay, so I need to find the corresponding side of the second triangle. So I'm going to look and see. This side is KL. And KL, the first two letters in that name. So see what's the first two letters in the other triangle? W or VW. BW, that's 20. That means those two sides are corresponding. Okay. So I'm going to let you figure out where to put these. Okay. So you'll have something on the top and the bottom here in parentheses. Okay. You will do your cross multiplying. You'll have a bunch of work here that you're going to show, and then you should end up with x equals 17. Okay, number 6 is very similar. You'll have a proportion set up. Okay, you should end up with x equals 5. All right, you'll have to find your corresponding sides. Okay, so here again, 28, that is side ML. That's the last two letters. That means RL is its partner. That's 24. You can pick which one you want to put on top. Okay. And then you can decide where to put those two expressions. Okay. You'll do the cross multiplying. You'll have lots and lots of work here. And you'll end up with x equals 5. Okay, number 7. Okay, very similar. Find your corresponding sides. Put it into a proportion. Do your cross multiplying. Okay, so you decide which one you want to put on top. I'm going to start with 10, and that's side ED. First two letters is JK. Those two sides are corresponding. Okay, I'll let you figure out which one to put on the top here. Okay, you'll do your cross multiplying. You'll have lots and lots of work to show. You should end up with x equals 45. But in this case, we have to find the length of KL. So you're going to have to plug that back in right there. You'll have to do 6 times 45 plus 3. You get that final, or is that minus 3? Plus 3. Wait, I didn't do that right. Hang on, back up. That's not supposed to be 45. This is supposed to be 7. Sorry about that. You'll plug 7 in up there. Okay, number 8, same thing. You're going to solve for x, but you will have to plug it back in to find SR. Okay, so let's find our corresponding parts. If I start with 60 is one of my numbers. PR, let's see, that's the first and last letters. So the other triangle, T and R, those are the first and last letters. So that means 4x minus 26 has to go with the 60. Okay, and I decided to put the 60 on top, so that will mean 38 will have to go on top of the other fraction. Okay. You're going to do the cross multiplying. You're going to get lots of work that you will show. And you should end up with x equals 29, which you're going to have to plug back in somewhere and find the length of SR. So I will let you do that part. We skipped number 9, but if you wanted to try it, x equals 7 and NF should equal 25. Number 10 we did do. All right, we are given a scale factor, which you will want to turn into a fraction so that we can set up a problem that we can cross multiply. Okay? Now, this is using the perimeter of W XY and the perimeter of CDE. Okay, so we need to add the sides of CDE to get the perimeter. Okay, which I think those add up to 64, but we don't know the perimeter of the other triangle. That's what we got to find out. Okay, so you'll put, let's see, since 4 is bigger, that means whatever came from the larger triangle goes on the top. Okay. CDE was the first one named. That means everything from triangle CDE has to go on the top. Okay, and that's where its perimeter would go. And then the perimeter of the other one would be your variable, PX, whatever you want to call it. Okay, do your cross multiplying, and I feel confident that you can work that out and find out what X is. Or P, I'm sorry. Okay, 11 and 12, we have to decide if the triangles are similar. If they are, we have to choose one of these and then complete the similarity statement. If they're not similar, we don't do those last two parts, right? Okay, now I notice on number 11 we have vertical angles, but that's the only angle that we've got any information about. All right, so we're definitely not going to pick angle for number 11. Okay, you write our choices here. Instead of marking it out up here. All right, so we've got one angle. Got one A. Okay, mark out side, because I don't have any information about these third sides. Okay. I don't have any information about the other angles, so I have to mark that one out. So it might be side angle side. That's our possibility. Okay. Now, how do we know if it is or not? Well, we're going to have to check out the ratio of our sides up here. So let's go with let's just go with the shortest one in each triangle first, maybe. Okay. So you're going to take 15 21st. 21st. You can simplify it, or you can turn it into a decimal. Then we'll take longer of the two. You might want to turn these into decimals. That might be your best bet. Turn them both into the same decimal, or turn them both into decimals. Okay. If they are the same, then you're going to pick a side angle side similarity. That's what you would write on this blank. Okay, if those two come out to be the same decimal. Okay. If that does come out to be true, then you would fill in the similarity statement. All right, number 12, you're going to have to figure out this third angle in this small triangle. It would have to be the same as one of these angles, either angle A or B, in the big triangle. Okay, so you don't also want to figure out angle B. Okay, so my choices, since I don't have any side length measurements, it cannot be either of these two choices. The only one that it could possibly be would be angle. Okay, but for that to be true, this question mark has to be the same as either 98 or angle B. We'd have to have two angles that are the same. Now, both triangles do have 47 degrees. So you've got one angle. You only need one more. Okay? So if one of these question marks turns out to be either 38 or 98, okay, you've got two that are equal, then you would have angle-angle similarity, and you would fill in the similarity statement. Okay? If you don't have anything here that's the same, then you would write not similar. Okay? So you figure out those angles and make your choice from there. All right. Hope this helped. Show all your work. Submit on Canvas.